Hello, my name is Amanda Ehime and I am a clinical psychologist at NDIDI, and welcome to our YouTube channel. If you're just joining us for the first time, on our YouTube channel, we talk about things that have to do with mental health, emotional well-being, and living a happier and much more fulfilling life. And if these are things that interest you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to share it with your friend, a lover, a stranger, or family member that you know is interested in the same subjects. So let's get into today's video. For today, I want to talk to you about regulating your emotions. Now, what is emotional regulation? Emotional regulation or emotional control is an act of effectively responding to an emotional experience in a way that is socially tolerable. And by socially tolerable, what that means is you're not hurting the people around you, and you're not overreacting in a way that can hurt you as well. And that it's also allowing flexibility for you to respond spontaneously or to even delay spontaneous reaction. So essentially, emotional regulation is responding well to an emotional experience. Some of us are not good at regulating and as controlling our emotions. In places where we need to be assertive, in places where we need to speak up for ourselves, we shy away from it, we hold ourselves back and we shrink. And in places where we're supposed to be a lot more calmer and respond a bit more gently, we're a lot louder. So when you learn how to regulate your emotions, what this does for you is that it helps you become a bit more resilient emotionally and a bit more intelligent emotionally. So you know how to respond well to emotional experiences while taking into consideration the context and your environment. All right? So now let's get into it a bit. What are some helpful strategies that can help you respond well and also to help you regulate and control your emotions a lot better? The first thing that you can do is when you're having an emotional experience, it helps to interrupt your reaction rather than just reacting based on what you're feeling. Someone says something to you and immediately you want to just lash back at them. It helps to just calm down a bit and interrupt the reaction so that you can have a healthier and much more conscious response to it. So you don't have situations where you go back and you're just like, I should have said, if only I had known, I would have responded. Some of the ways you can interrupt a reaction is by counting backwards in your mind, removing yourself from that environment, or even taking a deep breath. The second thing that can help you learn and practice regulating your emotions is redirecting your attention, distracting yourself by moving your attention from the activity that is causing you stress to something else that can make you feel good. You can decide to have a conversation with a friend, go on YouTube to watch a video that makes you laugh. You can even decide to come watch a YouTube video on our channel that can educate you. So distracting yourself from the trigger of a negative emotional experience or an overwhelmingly positive emotional experience can help you temper your feelings down and react better to those emotions. The third thing you can do is to suppress the emotion. Now, I don't advocate for suppressing your emotions in a way that you don't express them at all, but rather suppressing them so that you can react to them at a better time, at a better place, with a safer person. If you're really, really angry, giving people that raw version of your anger can be hurtful to them and even to you. So in situations like that, it helps to just suppress that and carry that feeling somewhere else to a place where you can open up and express it in the fullness of itself without hurting yourself or hurting somebody else. The important thing is that even if you have to suppress your emotions, that you're giving yourself the space to express it later. Now, another thing that you can do is to reframe your thoughts in a very positive way. Sometimes when things happen to us, we tend to see it as people doing things with the intention of hurting us. But really, when you sit back, you can see that they may have been trying to, preserve themselves or protect themselves or defend themselves. And that came across as a behavior that hurt our feelings. So it helps to reframe your thoughts in a positive way. Instead of saying that person is a bad person that's out here to hurt my feelings and make me feel terrible, you can look at it as they're probably having a bad day and they're taking it out on me, and this has nothing to do with me. Or maybe when you're driving around and then someone just recklessly zooms past you without care and almost hitting your car, instead of thinking that person is a very dumb, stupid person who was trying to break my car window or mirror, you can say, what if they're actually just rushing to get something done on time? Maybe they're trying to get someone to a hospital or meet a deadline or get to the airport on time. So reframing your thoughts to something much more positive helps you feel better. It's not for the other person, it's for you. And if it's an intimate dynamic with like a friend or a lover, you can then go on and have a conversation with them so that you're not just reframing your thoughts and believing your assumptions, but you're having a clear conversation to know exactly where they were coming from. Another thing you can do to help you regulate and control your emotions is to journal your thoughts. By writing about the way you feel and how you felt and what situations made you feel those ways, you're able to better process and understand your feelings. You know why they're happening, you know why you're reacting the way you did, you even know what are some things that may have happened in the past that are causing you to react the way that you do. Journaling helps you express and helps you understand and helps you process your thoughts. And journaling doesn't always have to be writing down. You can turn on your phone recorder and just record yourself talking to yourself about how you felt about a particular situation, whether it's a joyful one or it's a painful one. Another thing that can help is acknowledging your feelings and naming your feelings. Acknowledging your feelings means being able to say, I don't feel good or I feel great. Knowing that you feel something and owning that feeling and learning how to name your feelings properly. Saying blanket statements like, I don't feel so good, I feel weird, I feel some type of way, made me feel this type of way. Those are not very clear because when you're trying to process and understand it, some type of way is not a feeling. And weird is not an emotional experience that can be properly managed because it's still a very blanket statement. So being able to name your emotions, I'm angry, I feel frustrated, I feel joyful, I feel content, I feel happy, can help you understand yourself better and understand what are some situations that elicit those emotional experiences for you. Another point is accepting your emotions. Sometimes in some situations when we feel certain things, some of us tend to shame ourselves for feeling that way and we say, I'm not supposed to feel like this, I should not feel this way. That is not helpful to yourself because your emotions help you understand yourself. And if you shame yourself for feeling the way that you do, you're rejecting your ability to know yourself a lot better. So accept your emotions for what they are and value them. Do not devalue them by saying, oh, I'm making a big deal out of nothing, or oh my God, I should overreact to this thing and make it much more of a bigger deal than it is. Do not overvalue and do not devalue your feelings. Acknowledge them, accept them, and communicate them. Another point, as our second to the last, is reflect on past responses and then learn from them. If in a situation, you've been in this familiar situation before and you responded in a certain way that either yielded a negative or a positive result, meditate on that. If it was a negative result, ask yourself, what are some healthier, better ways I can respond to these situations? Peradventure, it happens to me in the future. And if it was a positive response, sit with it and ask and say to yourself, going forward, this is a way that I'm going to be responding to these kinds of situations. And my final point for you is identify your triggers and reduce them by trying to understand why they exist in the first place. Why did this make me happy? Why did this make me sad? Why did this make me feel so emotion? And you can't identify your triggers if you're not accepting, acknowledging, and properly naming the emotional experience that you're having. So I do hope that this was very helpful for you. And I do hope that with this information, you're going to go out there and become a much more emotionally intelligent person and even practice regulating your emotions a lot better. If you'd like more help and more tips, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, which is at NDIDI. We'll leave it in the description box. And to follow us, subscribe, share, and like this video. I look forward to seeing you in our next YouTube video, but bye for now. Have a good day.